What's up, y'all? I am here to tell you about this really cool docuseries on the CW called March. Okay, so March, what's in the name? It's all about the name. So March is about the HBCU band culture, and it's a docuseries that takes you through the highs and the lows and the blood, sweat, and tears and just the passion of that culture. For me, the first time I was ever introduced to football, I went to a football game at the Cotton Bowl, and it really had nothing to do with football. It was all about seeing Grambling and Prairie View A&M and the halftime. So if you go to an HBCU game, you're either going to get there before halftime, and you're certainly not going to leave before halftime. You just got to get there. You got to see halftime, and that's what it's all about. And so this docuseries is, the trailer had me hooked. So if you're into that, and who isn't, you got to check this out. But first, I got to sit down with Kaylan, who is the captain of the Black Foxes. Yes, those Black Foxes from Prairie View A&M. And this is how that went. Hello, Kaylan. Welcome.
Hi,
I'm
thank you.
so excited to talk to you about March.
hmm
So, okay, so for those of you who don't know, the CW network is presenting an all new docuseries called March, which is about that. Marching bands and HBCUs. And I am so excited. Let me tell you something. My grandmother, she would be like 110 years old right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if she were alive. My mother is 82. They
hmm
both went to Prairie View. So,
Really?
yes, alumni. Well, I went to UTA, but alumni in the house, and I am from Hempstead. So that's just like right at home.
Right.
Yes, yes,
You know
ma'am.
the area and
I know
everything
the
that goes on.
area. I know
Yep.
all things Prairie View A&M. Yes, ma'am. So I'm excited to tell. And you are the captain. You are the
Yes.
captain of the Black Foxes. Go ahead, girl. You little Black Fox, you. Now, tell me about being a part of this. It's an 8-part docu-series, y'all, and I'm so excited about it because, if you don't know, I mean, the reason you go to a game, I hate to say it, it's not really to watch the game, it's to watch the
Yep.
halftime and to watch the performances.
hmm
So, talk to me about how you decided that you wanted to do this. Like you were a dancer probably all throughout school or something. Tell me how it started for you.
So I came in while I graduated high school in 2018. I came to Prairie View. I tried out for the Black Foxes. I made the team as a freshman. So ever since then, I've just been a Black Fox all 4 years. And my last year, which was the 2021 season, the one that was going to be captured on the show, that was my senior year, my senior season, and my last season as a Black Fox. I recently graduated from Prairie View in December with my bachelor's in science and architecture. So I'm super excited about that. And so that's really about it. So how I came about the show was our band director, Dr. Zachary, he came in, talked to us like, hey, the CW wants to do a documentary series about you guys' life, and he wants to showcase how, practices would go, how balancing class and going to parties and relationships and all that stuff would go, and doing all of that at a HBCU during a pandemic and just capturing every single day of your life. So I was like, why not jump on this opportunity? Because one is like a big home movie that you can show on television and show your kids one day and it'll be so cool. And two, not everybody, has like a Netflix or a Hulu. Everybody has the CW. Like
That's
it's
right.
on TV and my grandparents can watch it. People in New York can watch it. Everybody can watch it. And it's just such a cool thing to be a part of. So I just really needed and not needed, but I really wanted to jump on it as soon as I heard about
So I love that humble brag, though. By the way, I made it as a freshman, so I heard it. I heard it. So walk me through what did they record everything because I know how hard you. I'm first off, I have not a. I couldn't make it if I tried. To do any of the. To me, anything that has to do with the arts, you are amazing. That you're the captain.
it.
So I just can't. First off, are you mean? Are you one of those mean captains who's like, get to it? That's a yes.
Um,
Are we gonna get to see this? What?
well, I mean, you'll be able to see a little bit of it, but okay. So the way production started, they started in the middle of the season. So in the beginning, I was the first year captain, still learning, getting out the kinks. So I guess you would say a lot of those mean times were captured before the cameras came around. So I wouldn't say I was mean. I just had a lot of learning to do. We can say that was nicer. There's a lot of learning to do. And by the time the cameras came around and they started rolling, I kind of got a little bit more familiar with my position and my teammates and how, to communicate better and all those good things. So by the time the TV show started to come around, and from what you guys would see on the first episode, I still kind of have those little, those moments where it's like, hey, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that, or you shouldn't be looking that type of way. But, that's just coming in the pressure of being captain, and not just captain at any other school, but the one and only Prairie View A&M University and the dance captain of the Black Foxes at the Marching Storm. I mean, it's a lot of pressure. Just saying the whole title, that's a lot of words. That's a big deal. And it's crazy to think that, the show is going to be able to capture all of that and not just, just a normal student. No, she was a big deal on campus. And it's really cool to see that they're going to capture that.
So have you seen any of it? Have you seen any of the episodes? By the way, y'all, starts today, Monday, January 24th, on the CW network, 9 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you check it out. I'm super excited to watch. So have you seen any of it? Have you seen any footage of yourself?
So I saw the trailer, like everybody else saw the trailer on YouTube and on Instagram. And then one of the producers actually sent me the link to the exclusive look of the first episode, and it's kind of cringe. I didn't realize how much I hated my own voice until I saw the first episode. I was like, oh my gosh, like nobody told me I sound like a kid. Like right now, I think I probably sound like a kid, but you don't think like that when you're talking because you just think you sound normal. But when you watch it back, it's like, oh, I hate it. But the episode is really good. It's really entertaining, and it tells the story right from the beginning. It's not something that a lot of people just skip over the first episode, stuff like that. But if you really want to get the idea of the HBCU life and get the story of everybody, all of the main characters and everybody that the show showcased, really watch the first episode.
So what do you want people to take away from this? Because a lot of people, I grew up in Texas and Dallas actually, and did not really think about going to an HBCU. But if you're on the East Coast, or if you're in Georgia, like even though my grandmother and my mom went to an HBCU, what do you want people to take away from this docuseries?
I want people to take away from the series to just really explore the different options out there. Not everybody has the opportunity of going to a HBCU, and there's not as many of them. There's a lot on the East Coast. There's not many as I don't think there's really any on the West Coast. Just take the opportunity to get to know the other schools out there. Everybody has, of course, their Ivy Leagues and their top-notch schools that have in their state, but there are HBCU schools out there that would love to have you. We have the same valued education, the same, maybe not even better culture as most schools do. It's a real family. And I think from the show, people will be able to see that. It's a real family aspect. And I want more people to be willing to apply to those HBCUs, be willing to go to, those games and go to those parties, and not just for the parties, but to actually get to know the culture, join those organizations, those sororities, fraternities, and get to know why HBCUs are so special. That's what I want people to not just take from the show, but to actually get acquainted with, like to get to actually know, hey, this is why these people love this school so much. You know how they say Cowboys fans are so wild, they're so loyal. That's how HBCU alumni are. They're so loyal to their school because it's an actual family.
Yes,
that's what I want to say. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you got your degree. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do with your degree?
So right now, I actually am in Dallas. As soon as I graduated, as soon as I graduated, I got a job offer at an architecture firm. So
that's awesome.
Yes,
that's amazing.
I know it's so hard to think that, being as young as I am, I graduated a semester early before all of my friends. So I'm kind of leaving them early, which is bittersweet. But I'm 21 years old, just getting my feet wet, stepping into a position of my field. How many people get to say that they graduated from a university and get the first job, the first interview, And honestly, I only could thank the HBCU connection, because honestly, the guy who interviewed me went to Prairie View, and have that HBCU connection, I wouldn't have gotten that job. And
that's what it's all about.
And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
And sounds
So
like you have the confidence, also, probably dancing. Hello, you're the captain of the team. You got to have confidence in yourself. So that's so awesome. I'm so proud of you. Y'all, you
you.
have to check out March on CW Networks. It is going to start Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, every Monday until February 27th. Then it'll move to Sundays. So I will be watching. I'm very excited. Thank you for taking the time out to talk to me this
No
evening.
problem. Thank you for
So
having
proud of you.
me.
You rock. And you can
Thank
dance your
you.
butt off, girl.
Yes. Oh
Girl.
my gosh.
Okay, I gotta ask you this. I forgot to ask you. When did you start dancing?
I started dancing a little later than, the average person. I started when I was, okay, let me backtrack. I started when I was like 7. I did tap dance for like a
That's
couple
kind of
weeks.
young. That's pretty young.
Well, I took a long break. I did tap dance when I was 7 for maybe, I'll say like a couple weeks. And then I stopped it. I tried softball and soccer and basketball, all those other things. And then I realized that, sports wasn't really my thing. So I got back into dance in the 6th grade when I was 12. And ever since then, I've just been dancing ever since.
Okay, awesome. All right, y'all check out March so you can see the blood, sweat, and tears and what goes into being a part of a band, being a part of the Black Foxes. You need to check it out. Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern on the CW network. Thank you so much.
Thank you.